Conservative new media viewers and tennis fans around the world, what is up? It is me, PFV, Paul F. Villarreal, and we are here to discuss the king of clay, Rafael Nadal, winning his 9th French Open title in his incredible career as he defeats rival Novak Djokovic today in 4 sets in a incredible performance by the Mallorcan over the Serb. And look, it did not look good for Rafael early on in this match, and that's because Djokovic won the first set 6-3 and was looking very good and very strong. But from that point on, Rafa took total control. He was able to break Djokovic over the final 3 sets of the match 6 times, whereas Djokovic only broke Rafa 2 times for the rest of the match, and things really turned around at 6-5 Nadal in the second set. Rafa was able to break Djokovic and win the set, and from there, Rafa seemed to gain confidence, and Djokovic's confidence seemed to flow downward. And what was also important was for the final 3 sets of the match, Nadal started with the serve in each of those sets. So he was able to gain an advantage and keep ahead of Djokovic throughout the rest of the match. And look, there's going to be a lot of disappointed Djokovic fans, and I understand that. Nole had everything going for him. This was set up to be his year to take down Nadal and finally win the French Open and complete his career Grand Slam. But Nole will be back. There were 2 questions coming into this match, though, for me personally. Number 1, there was a picture that was out last night or yesterday of Djokovic playing chess with his coach, Boris Becker. And in that picture, Djokovic had his right wrist heavily taped up. Now, if you watch the match today, he didn't look like he certainly didn't have the same level of taping on as he had in that picture. I don't know if he had taping underneath his wristband. So there was concern about the wrist coming into this match, apparently. That was the same wrist that Djokovic hurt earlier in the season, like a month or so ago, that took him out of one of the clay court tournaments. I think it was Barcelona. And Djokovic experienced, I guess, fatigue during his semifinal match against Ernest Gulbis of Latvia. So there were health concerns coming into this match for Djokovic. Did that affect things today? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think so, just from watching the match. I didn't really listen to the announcers a lot. I like to kind of form my own opinions, but I don't know if that played any part in today's match or not. But from looking at it on the outside, it didn't appear that it did. The second thing was that Djokovic came into this match on a 4-match winning streak against Rafa, including a win over Rafa in the finals of the Rome Masters. That was the tournament preceding the French Open on clay. So Nole had just about everything going for him. The weather today, it started out not too hot and not too dry. It's seemed a little overcast, but then during the second and third sets, it seemed like it was quite hot. I don't know if that wore Nole down at all or not. Then later in the match, I think in the 4th set, it seemed a bit cooler and a bit more overcast. As most of you know, when the weather is very hot and very dry, I believe that helps Rafa's top spin to increase even more. He can get more rotation on the balls and on his shots, and I think the balls bounce a little bit higher. I believe that's what it is. So he likes those conditions. And if you're playing against him, you don't want those conditions. You want it a little more humid. You want it a little cooler, a little overcast. So those were the factors coming in. What was Nole's health, and what was the weather going to be like? Again, I don't think those things played too much of a role in today's match, although Djokovic did seem a little bit bothered by the heat in the second and third sets. However, it appeared from watching that Nadal just got the better of him. He was able to take him down, get the break in the second set, and that's when things started to unravel for Novak Djokovic. So congratulations to Rafa Nadal and all of his fans, including commenter Hamwell444, who predicted Rafa would win this match in our previous video. Rafa improves his record at Roland Garros all-time to 66-1, which is just incredible. This is, again, his 9th French Open title. He improves his head-to-head record against Novak Djokovic to 23-19. He breaks the 4-match winning streak Djokovic held against him. The match took approximately 3 hours and 30 minutes to complete, and with the victory, Rafa retains the number 1 spot over Djokovic, and I believe he's now approximately 200 points ahead of Novak Djokovic. So we still have a battle going on for number 1 for the rest of this season. It's going to be a very good battle, but because Rafa won today, he maintains his number 1 ranking, and he remains the king of clay. And his record improves on the season to 41-6. Novak Djokovic drops to 30-4. And I'll tell you, as we've hinted at in some of our recent tennis videos, if Nadal had lost this match, then I think you would really start to hear the whispers that his time is coming to an end, at least as a major championship contender. But because he got the victory, it's not coming to an end. You still have to beat him at Roland Garros, and he's still looking like a threat, even at 28 years old, and with all of the mileage that he's put on his body over the years. So this is an incredibly important victory for Rafael Nadal, and of course it's his 14th career Grand Slam, which ties him with the great Pete Sampras for second all-time behind Roger Federer. This obviously improves Rafa's claim to GOAT status. This will help him further that argument. And as I said, he's not done. How's he going to be for Wimbledon? Is he going to compete in Wimbledon? We know that, I believe last year, the year before, he didn't do so well because he was worn out from the French. And Wimbledon starts in about 2 weeks, so I don't know how that's going to shake out for Rafa, but this was the focus of his season, I'm sure. And now he can go forward to Wimbledon, if he so chooses, certainly to the U.S. Open, with confidence, and he can rest up, and he is still in the hunt. He is still in the chase, not only to remain number 1, but he still has a chance now to track down Federer's 17 Grand Slams and further make his case as the all-time GOAT. Congratulations to Rafa and his fans. A true vamos for all of you guys. The King of Clay came through again under a tremendous amount of pressure from Novak Djokovic, who was looking like he was going to take the mantle this year at the French Open, but he does not do it. Rafa remains number 1, and that is the story today from Roland Garros. The match ended only 10 to 15 minutes ago as I make this video. Okay, thumbs up, thumbs down. Your comments below. What did you think about this match? What does it mean? Where does Djokovic go from here? Where does Rafa go from here? We encourage you to come and join the Conservative New Media Facebook group. You will find information for that in the video description below the video player. You will also find information for highlights of this match as soon as I can find them and put information about them in the video description. Thanks a lot for watching Conservative New Media. Again, I am Paul F. Villarreal, PFV. Great day for tennis, excellent match, and the king reigns supreme once again in Roland Garros on the red clay. Rafael Nadal moving on and staying at number 1.